What's up, guys?
Welcome
back.
to Blue Gear Games.
This is gonna be episode 8 and the gameplay of Knights of Glory. This is what
It's
you
gonna
guys
be
been waiting
exciting.
Very
for. So who do you think's gonna win?
I am.
Oh, I don't think so. I'm gonna win.
I'm gonna win.
So is the
Alright.
designer.
I'm gonna win.
We'll find out.
I'm gonna win.
Alright, so you guys, you can see the game is set up and we have the pawns are all at the very start. We got the dice and we got the poker chips. Those poker chips are the Knights of Glory tokens. And we also have the rook, which is the first player indicator. So we're gonna grab all these weapon cards, right? Total of 15 cards. We're gonna shuffle them up.
In a 3-player game, there will be a total of 15 cards. There's gonna be 2 of every single regular weapon, 2 bombs, 2 swords, 2 shields, 2 torches, and 2 what was the last one? Keys. 2 keys. Yes.
That is correct.
And then 3 wild cards and 2 gesture cards. So
He doesn't remember the game. After 3 years, he doesn't
after
know.
3 years of playing this game, I still don't know the names.
Right.
He doesn't remember what it. Now you know who's gonna win.
Right.
I don't know about that. I was lying, guys. Don't worry about that. But yeah,
Alright,
so
here's
my
the
color, by
pen.
the way, if you want to guys know, I'm gonna be the red hearts. Julian is going to be
The
yellow cross,
Yellow crosses.
and then Lynn is going to be
Alright.
the blue
Now,
spade.
tell us about the shuffling of the cards, Glenn.
The shuffling the cards.
Yes. What is the process and
Yep. So we're gonna take your full walkthrough process for the
the shuffling of the cards?
Yep. All right.
Basically, just shuffle the cards.
Shuffle the cards. I guess split it in half.
I knew that was a joke.
Anyways, yeah, so pretty much everyone's gonna get 5 cards. The total of 15 cards. That means all the cards are gonna be dealt out.
Yep, and make sure no one sees your
So
hand.
these are all gonna be concealed, so no one's gonna know what you have. Only you're gonna know what you have.
So make sure no one sees your card, Julian.
So in this game, you're gonna advance forward. By advancing forward, you're gonna notice that there are numbers on the cards that we explained earlier in our episodes. These numbers indicate the number of dice you're gonna have to roll. So right now, first it's face down, so we gotta discover it. So
So in order to tell who in our game who goes first is who is the
The smartest
Listening
one.
guy. I am the smartest one. No, it's who recently told a lie,
who recently told a lie.
and apparently Julian just lied. So
I'm the winner.
he's just lied. So we'll have Julian go first.
Wait, how's that a lie?
You just lied.
Why?
That you're gonna win.
Oh.
All right, so go ahead,
the first thing
Julian.
you
Flip
said.
over the first card.
Alright. So yeah, on your turn, you're gonna flip over. That's the first order of operations.
All right, so right away we see tier 1 tells you gotta roll 1 dice. So go ahead and give him a dice.
Followed by rolling the first.
And then there's also a symbol on there that he can also use instead of the dice roll.
So I get a key.
So he rolled a key, but
I have a key.
so he's gonna put the dice on top.
Do I have a key?
So you put the dice on top. That tells everybody that he's actually saying that is a key. Now we're gonna look at our
So yeah.
hand and see,
Is he lying? Or
does
not?
he have that key?
And there's only 2 in the game.
So if I have both of the keys, I know he's bluffing.
You are lying.
Are you ready?
Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Right.
so this is what happens when everyone agrees. If everyone agrees in this game, he will never show this card, and we'll never know if he was lying. We just have to go on living without it.
That is correct.
And he would discard this card face down, so you do lose the card once you use it.
Yep.
And he advances forward. Now this doesn't end his turn. He can decide to push his luck and keep going. To do that, he was to do the same mechanics as he did the first time.
Okay, so he's gonna go ahead and flip over the card. It is a shield path. So he's gonna roll
And
1
we'll
dice
roll-
again.
Yep, and roll again. Alright. It is a blank.
So he gets to move for free.
So we'll explain a little bit more about the blank card before Julian flips that card over. So a blank in this game means you don't have to play a card for that die. That's awesome, right? Now if you roll all blanks, which he did, you advance for free. Even better. So, and you can keep going. So there's that, it's a 1 in a 6 chance though out of the 1 die he could have rolled that. In this case, he got lucky, you son of a lucky.
All right, so he's gonna actually keep going.
And
So
now this will be tier 2.
ooh, and it is a
Ooh,
death
that's-
trap.
Lynn, explain what the death trap is.
So the death trap, it could be a good thing or a bad thing. It could slow down the game or it could speed up the game. So if you notice the death trap on the screen, you can see that there's no weapon indicator. But there is also a shiny dice on there. Normally, if it's tier 2, you actually see 2 dice symbols. But in this case, there's going to be 1 required dice, and the other dice is the glory dice.
Which is the glowing one.
Yep. So he only has to roll the 1 dice to advance forward.
It's only required.
That's all he has to require. However, he may push his luck to roll additional dice, and if he actually makes it to the death trap, he will get a Knights of Glory token.
Which are the shiny tokens here? And what is the Knights of Glory token, Lynn?
Knights of Glory token is just like a wild card. You can actually cancel out the dice that you roll. Don't have to even play the dice and just move forward. Or if you ever get pushed back, you don't want to fall back, you can also burn the Knights of Glory token. However, if you fail a death trap, you can burn the chip and save yourself. You're dead.
Oh man, that's
so. Does that mean that I get to replace this by any symbol on the dice?
Yes,
that is correct. Yes, if you have that in your possession.
So what do you want? Do you want to push your luck for 1 or 2?
I would like to do 2.
He is doing for 2.
All right,
here we
gonna
go.
do 2.
2 swords.
All right,
and he will play 2 swords. So whether you have it or not, you must play your cards and bluff them with confidence, obviously. Ooh, so he chooses the wild. Now notice his wild card is faced up. In our game, the wild card is required to be placed face up.
Every single time.
Every single time. We do have a variant in our rulebooks, which you can take a look on our website if you like, and also which our website descriptions in the description below. And it has a variant on the wild card you can look up. But right now in the core game, the wild card must be played face up.
Right.
But now he rolled another die, which means we have to judge the other face down card. So he could have that 1 die for the sword.
All right, so we're gonna place our vote, and we're gonna wait for.
All right, here's my vote.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Oh, so 1 person disagrees. I don't trust him.
Before he flips it over, if you notice our voting cards, you notice that the graphics are updated. You can see on the screen that they are now the hexagon shape.
This, by the way, we explained a little bit further in our last couple episodes. The reason, now I'm going to tell you the reason why we did this is because people were voting. They wanted a change. We try to make it as much as we can to help the colorblind, the artwork for the colorblind. And
not only
not just
that,
the artwork,
the symbol. If you notice, if you flip over your back of it, you notice there's you're the red player, right?
Yep.
And you flip it over. Notice you're saying no. It was confusing for the player to
red on red.
Yeah, they didn't know that you already voted because you had the card out when you're red, so they couldn't tell if you're saying no right away.
Yeah. So as a red player, you're putting red. As a green player, you're playing green. It can be very confusing. Not just the symbol of the circle on the back. So that's why we made it a hexagon circle too, to distinguish the 2 shapes.
Yep. So
I made it larger.
Yep.
So I disagree. Now, what does this mean when you disagree? So the first thing is when someone disagrees, Julian, in this case, must show his card. Go ahead, Julian. Show your card. Let's see if he was lying. So in this case, he was not lying. He was telling the truth. I thought he was
moves
lying.
forward.
So let's start out with him. Since he just told the truth, he just moves forward just as normal. He would discard these cards to the discard pile, and because he rolled 2 dice, and one of them was the glory dice, he will gain the Knights of Glory token. Now, what happens to me? Well, I called him out and failed miserably. So since I accused him of lying and I failed, I will move back 1 space. However, I am on the start path. What gives me incentive to call him out? Now, there is a punishment at the start path, and that is you will lose 1 card of your choice, from your hand and discard it by revealing it. So in this case, I'm going to reveal the gesture card and then discard it.
Okay.
So.
All right. So, and then since I agree, nothing happens to me. Nothing happens.
Best part about agreeing.
That's your safe card.
Julian, would you like to go for another 2?
Yes, sir.
He would like to go for another 2. All right, go ahead and roll 2 dice, Julian. You've got this. All right.
That wasn't a roll.
That's a roll.
That wasn't even a roll.
I was like, well, that's a placement. But,
all right, 2 keys.
Or he could place one of the keys for that torch there. So all he has to do is place the card next to the path to match that.
Let's do it this way. That way we see what he's eliminating.
And he's saying that the key he is eliminated with his reward he gained. So that's what it does with the the Knights of Glory token. It's like a wild, so you just place it on top, no one judges it. So, but Lynn, do you think he has that torch?
According to my inventory,
according to my vast knowledge of Knights of Glory,
That's
I
my
say
vote.
this is my vote too.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
And we trust him.
We trust him, so he
just
doesn't
have to
have to
pass.
He moves forward.
He moves forward.
Yeah, he's already halfway through the board.
And then this Knights of Glory is gone because he did use it.
I guess you're ending your turn.
Yes,
Or would
sir.
you like to discard any cards, Joey?
No, sir. I'm okay.
So what I mean by discard is on your turn you have 3 actions and you must pick one of them. You already saw Julian advance into the dungeon. That is the most common action. You can just pass your turn if you like, since I'm just pushing your luck and you don't have
And that
cards.
ends your turn.
And that ends your turn, just like passing. Now, the third one is discard. Now, discard, it will end your turn. It's like folding in poker, except you can discard cards. For the reason why discarding cards will be getting cards back up to a maximum of 5 cards at the end of the round. So, in this case, he did end his turn. And
So that means it's my turn.
Lynn's turn.
We're next in the rotation. So I'm
Alright.
going to go ahead and roll the dice. A shield
Or
or
a sword.
I'm going to say this is a sword, guys. Do you believe that it's a sword? I never lie.
Alright, here we go. 1,
Ready?
2, 3. I do not trust him.
It is a sword.
Dang, you win that sword? Oh my god.
So I get to move forward.
Alright, and since I have to start again, I will lose another card. Let's lose the key, guys. The key. Here we go. Alright.
So I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice again. I rolled a blank.
Oh, you son of a mother's king knight.
And I'm going to go ahead and roll 2 on the death trap. Just like Julian. 2 keys. Just like Julian.
Let's see what he can do.
Easily. Easily.
One key he claims and one of them is
Do you
allowed
believe?
to not judge.
Would you like to take that back? Or you want to revote?
No.
Okay. Alright, you say so.
Here we go, Julian. I am ready, Julian. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Alright.
Julian is right.
Woo! Dang it! The one time I didn't call out.
Alright.
Alright, so notice how he went forward. So now, if you disagree and actually you caught your accuser, then, if you disagree and you caught them, you will go forward 1 space and they will immediately end your turn and go to the next player.
Right.
If you're throughout the dungeon, you will fall back 1 space. On the start path, you would just end your turn. So, Lynn, did you fall back?
Since I failed the death trap,
Oh, yes, and
I
you
have to
fell-
go back to start.
And that's what happens when you fail. on the
And
death
since
trap.
Julian moved forward and the card in front of him was face down, he has to move forward and flip it over.
So in this game, by the way, you may decide to move forward. We'll explain why later on in the video. So now Lynn's turn ends, it will be my turn. It's time to get forward, guys. Oh, sorry about that.
It's a blank.
It is a blank. So I move forward for 3. Yes.
Alright.
No one judges me. I'm an awesome person. It is a key, but you know what, guys? I'm gonna decide to use the shield instead. So I always carry a shield with me at all times.
Does he have a shield?
Why would I lie?
Does he have a shield? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
All right.
So we both believe
Never
him.
know. Face down.
He's gonna move forward.
Move forward.
Do you like to push your luck?
I would like to push my luck for 2.
Dude, do it.
Do it.
All right. 1 torch. 1 wild card. Do I have a torch? I always lie.
Ready?
Go ahead. All right, time to reveal. It is a torch. So now, since Julian disagreed and got it wrong, he will fall back 1 space. Unless he has a Knights of Glory token.
You want to burn it and not fall back, Julian?
Yes.
So you have to give up your...
Well, he didn't have it. He used it for his dice last time.
Oh, so never
So he
mind.
does fall back.
I thought he had
See,
one.
we're cheated now, huh? So these guys discarded.
And then...
I go forward. And
And then-
I went for 2 and I got a chip.
Exactly.
Now, this is the interesting thing. This is another way of getting a Knights of Glory token. We call this the path of glory, right? So you are going to be advancing to a tier level higher than the amount of cards you have in hand. Now, I have 0 cards in my hand. really risky to advance because if I roll 2 dice and 2 icons show up, I will fail this because I can't match the cards. But
there's possibilities.
because I can roll a blank and I do have a token to eliminate one of the dice.
You could roll 2 blanks.
Or roll 2 blanks. Now, what's the benefit of just doing that? Well, you'll get a Knights of Glory token for that success. It's a risky move. You know what? For game purposes, let's try this out. I'm going to hope to get a blank by rolling 2 dice. Now, if I fail, I can always burn this token and stay put after the roll. So you don't have to use this during the roll, you can use it after the roll, all right? But if I do that, the other players will move forward for free because it's automatic. I have to have this or not.
Right.
So either I fail or not. All right.
He failed.
I failed, unfortunately. 2 icons have showed up. It is a sword and a shield. I am gonna actually fall back. I'm not gonna burn my token.
And Julian moves forward.
And Julian actually just moves forward back to where he was.
And then I move forward.
And he moves forward. And now, guess what, guys? This ends the round.
All right. So what do you think?
Right? That is 1 round. It's pretty fast paced, and you continue doing this until someone gets to exit. There's a lot more in store, though. We're going to be talking about when the game continues, but that is until the next episode. All right, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Click that notification bell down below and follow us on our social media in the description.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right, round 2 next.
All right.
All right.